Hello and welcome. It is September 29th, 2021. And I was just talking to the, 55 people here on the call with us about putting in the chat who you are, where you're sitting, and what inspires you. So I invite you, whoever's listening or whoever's just joining us, to think about what inspires you. What inspires you? So I've been thinking about what we could do today, and I thought, well, I'll talk about what is going on for me. I get together with a community group every Tuesday evening, and it's a whole bunch of different people coming together, and we have a great time. We sit outside. We are just getting to know each other. It's kind of a neighborhood group, and there are people from all walks of life. There are engineers and Chinese medicine doctors and retirees and people who work for the school board and people who work for local businesses and firemen. All kinds of people get together and we talk about issues that are relevant to us. And, one of the, I'd say, gifts that I can bring to this group of diverse people is to remind everybody that even though we may look different, pray differently, meditate differently, have different professions, have a completely different outlook on life, that there's this common humanity that we all share. And it's really challenging, I know, for many people who feel safe with the people that believe what they believe and think like they think, to come out of that and to try and interface with others who may be of a different religion or of no religion or a different political party or of no political party. And so quite often I feel like I'm the policewoman when I get there and someone says, well, there's this one fellow, and forgive me if I offend you, but he says, I have a different health insurance provider. It's for Christians because everybody else is amoral. And he's sitting next to this Jewish woman and this atheist and this Buddhist and a number of other people. And I thought, gosh, what a sweeping statement just to call everybody that's sitting around him amoral. So of course that I wanted to quickly correct him. But instead, I decided to find that peace of mind and peace of heart inside me. And so that's what prompted me to talk to you today about, what is it that we can take refuge in when the world around us seems chaotic and ridiculous, or whatever the case may be, intolerant. And I realized, some of us are intolerant of intolerance. I think I fit into that category. I want everybody to appreciate and see each other for who they are. I see you for who you are, and whether you believe the same things I believe, vote the same way I vote, think the same way I think, or pray to the same God I pray to, or find refuge in the same way I do. I see you and I appreciate our common humanity. We all want to be happy. We all want to be inspired. We all want to feel safe and creative. We all want to have some personal power and feel connected. We all want to speak our truths and to be able to tune in to something greater than ourselves. And so that's what I see we have in common. So I thought today we could talk about what else we have in common. I know that many of us, when we're challenged, we seek some refuge. Sometimes we try and control the world out there, which, if you've noticed, is impossible. So we have to somehow find refuge. And so I invite you to consider what happens when you're being challenged and you're feeling maybe unstable or emotionally or physically, or you're feeling angry, or you're feeling, or you're dealing with something that's tragic. What do you do? Where do you go in your mind or body to feel or to take refuge? Now, that's a Buddhist term, but everybody does it. Everybody takes refuge in some way, shape, or form. And if you have something that's obvious to you, I would love for you to share that in the chat. But if you want to just sit with that question, I invite you to do that as well. Where do you go when the world seems unmanageable? What do you do? What do you turn to? And there's no wrong answer here. There's no judgment from my end. What do you do? Who do you turn to when the world seems unmanageable? When your life seems unmanageable? Is it a practice? Is it a book? Is it a god? Is it a goddess? Is it nature? Is it an activity? Is it a bottle of wine? What is it that you turn to when the world feels unmanageable? So this is called a refuge, and there are no wrong answers. And so thank you for sharing. Nature I read, and silence, meditation with this group, whatever it may be. So in the Buddhist tradition, and it doesn't matter what tradition you're in, it probably is completely parallel. There are what are called the three jewels, and we've talked about them occasionally. And you take refuge in these three jewels, and they can be community. That's one of the jewels, Sangha, community of practice, like getting together with us here. The other one is taking refuge in Dharma. Dharma in this case simply means wisdom. Where do you get it? The mystic poets or the Bible or the Talmud or the Quran or the natural world, the ocean. So there's the Sangha, the community, the Dharma, the wisdom, traditions, wherever you may find them. And the third is the Buddha, which is you and your awareness, your awakeness, that presence that's always here, that sky that you are as the clouds go by. Now that is so ephemeral and may be difficult to explain. So that's why today I thought we could do a practice that will help you tune in to your own awareness. So what is that? Well, I've often mentioned in meditation, you need three components for any meditation. The first being your willingness to be here. Thank you for being here. I always love seeing you. The second is your gentle, non-judgmental, non-reactive, mindful attention. Maybe what you gaze out the window with or walk through the world with, hopefully. And that's a practice in and of itself. And then the third is what you put your attention on. So today we'll talk about, we'll take a little of that inspiration from The Wheel of Awareness by Dan Siegel. And this is imagining a hub of a wheel, and there's a wheel and there's spokes and you're in the hub, and you start to direct your attention like spokes on the edge of the wheel outward. And we'll do that. And this is really by design so that you start to tune into the one who's paying attention. You realize that your gentle attention is being focused on a particular sensory object. And so at some point in time, we'll turn the attention to the attention. So thanks for being here. Thanks for putting all this good stuff in the chat. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Panos. Thank you, Leanne. Patricia. Okay, so I invite you, as we often do, to close your eyes. And before I walk us into the 20-minute meditation, I'm going to suggest that you get as comfortable as you can and give yourself permission to shift your posture as you need to. Close your eyes, but you can also gaze downward to the floor if you like. You can also keep your eyes open if that's what you prefer. And at any time, you can shift your body. I'll be keeping track of the time as we do this reflective practice here. Okay, so let's begin. I invite you as you sit here ready to practice to tune in to the body right now. Invite your breath to deepen as you find comfort in this moment. Letting the breath be deep and slow. Let it send a signal to your body that it's okay to relax right here, right now. Rest in the stillness. And recognize that if your mind starts to travel, it's perfectly fine. Just bring it back here to the body and the breath, to this moment. And tune into your attention. What is charming your attention in this moment? Is it something you hear or see or feel? Is it something you think or an aroma or taste? Without trying to change anything, simply welcome whatever is here, whatever is charming your attention. As you let your breath become natural, and let's purposely begin to focus on sound in the environment. Tuning into the soundscape as if it were an orchestra of sound. Notice the tendency maybe to judge it as good or bad or pleasant or unpleasant. To figure out where sounds are coming from. And then tune in to the sound itself, the sound of the sounds. Some of them come and go while others may seem constant. Letting everything be as it is, as you observe that. Now we'll turn the attention to the sense of sight. You can slightly open your eyes if you like, or gaze downward and begin to notice the shapes that become present to you in the space between objects. See if you can welcome everything without judging or labeling anything. And then you can close your eyes again. Tuning your attention now to sensation of touch. Noticing where your feet are, where they touch the ground. Noticing where your hands are. Noticing the support of wherever you're sitting and the sensation of being held. Perhaps you feel the clothing on your skin or the air on your skin. Now bring your attention to the sense of taste. Perhaps you open your mouth a little and breathe through your mouth to invite taste to charm your attention. Closing your mouth, you can begin to tune into any aroma that might be present in your environment. And now, bring your attention to your interior, becoming aware of any sensation you feel inside yourself. You can begin by noticing if there are any emotions that you're sensing or feeling. Noticing where they reside in the body. Tuning into the interior structure of your body, perhaps sensing your bones, your tissues, from your skull to the bones in your toes. Finding comfort in your interior as you begin to become aware of the various organs. Tuning in and sensing your interior. There's no particular way you should be feeling. Simply feel what you feel. Perhaps you feel your heartbeat or the way your lungs fill and empty with the air. Perhaps you feel a subtle swaying or sense of aliveness. And now let's begin to focus the attention on becoming aware of the mind's activity. Invite any activity that's going on to become present to you. Becoming aware of what is entering your mind. Are they thoughts or hopes, dreams, obsessions? There's no such thing as a distraction as you pay attention to the nature of your thoughts, the content of your thoughts. And now let's tune into the characteristics of how these thoughts come and go. Do they come up suddenly? Does the thought appear out of nowhere? Is there space between your thoughts? How does a thought leave? Simply noticing the thoughts as they come and go and what creates a new thought. Perhaps there are more than one thought at a time. Perhaps there's nothing going on. As you become aware of the nature of your thoughts, the activity of the mind, you may notice there's a gap between the thoughts or not. And now turn your attention to the one who has been paying attention. Turn your attention back on to your attention. Becoming aware of your awareness. Simply tuning into awareness itself. Let's do this for the next couple of minutes, or if you prefer, simply sit in the stillness. I'll keep track of the time. tuning into your own awareness, the awareness of your awareness. You might sense that it is pure, light, ever present, wise. It's eternal and timeless. All the sensations and impressions are like clouds. And your awareness is your true nature, like the sky, always here. Perhaps you sense a light that you are. A brightness. I invite you now to bring your awareness to your heart space. I gently place your hand on your heart. And imagine a warm, radiant, shining light emanating from you. The light of your awareness, the light of your peacefulness. The light of your love. Perhaps this is your sanctuary. Perhaps this is your refuge. You can rest your hand on your lap if it's on your heart. I'll sound the chime and invite you to keep your eyes closed as we come out of meditation. So I invite you to deepen your breath if you like. Stretch into the space around you. Notice how you're feeling. It's always important to come out of meditation slowly. So take your time before opening your eyes. Thank you for meditating with me today. I bow to that love that lives through you as you and that exists as your awareness. Same love that lives through every living being, that exists through our awareness, whether you call it God, love, light, intelligence, wisdom, whatever the word is. Recognizing you are that, and everything else, just the clouds. So thank you for joining me today. Taking refuge in your awareness itself, turning your attention back onto that which is lighting up the world for you, which is your awareness. You know, your awareness is what makes everything come alive. And someone once said, you are the universe in motion. You are the universe in motion right in this moment. It's not happening outside of yourself. You're included in this orchestration, this symphony. You are the universe in motion right here, right now. It's pretty intense to think about that. So I'm going to stop recording. Thanks for listening to this recording.